I'm Petty Officer Andrew Krause. Defense Secretary Robert Gates, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Admiral Mike Mullen, and Secretary of State Hilary Clinton are in Melbourne for the meetings on the U.S.-Australia alliance. Officials say the talks will focus on regional security challenges, including weapons proliferation, piracy, and terrorism. Secretary Gates said although military action against Iran remains an option, international sanctions should be given more time to work.
The President has said repeatedly that when it comes to Iran, all options are on the table. And we are doing what we need to do to ensure that he has those options.
Secretary Gates and Secretary Clinton also thanked Australia for its support in Afghanistan, where it's the largest non-NATO contributor of combat troops. Ahead of his Australia trip, Secretary Gates received the 2010 American Patriot Award for his outstanding contributions to intelligence, security, and defense. Secretary Gates accepted the award on behalf of service members and their families. During his acceptance speech, Secretary Gates said Americans' comfort and safety are borne on the brave shoulders of the country's men and women in uniform. Friday marked the one-year anniversary of the shootings at Fort Hood, Texas. 13 people were killed and dozens more injured. Friday, Fort Hood officials held two ceremonies, one to honor the soldiers and civilians who went above and beyond the call of duty, and a remembrance ceremony to honor those who were killed during the massacre.
Thursday marks Veterans Day here in the United States, but the U.S. isn't the only country that has a day to honor veterans. Senior Airman Joshua Adkin takes us to a town in Italy where it wasn't just Veterans Day being celebrated.
A song and march started the celebration in Reggio Puglia, Italy, just inland off the Gulf of Trieste. Everyone is making their way to Italy's largest war memorial, Sacrario di Reggio Puglia.
Today, we celebrate Armed Forces Day. In these circumstances, we also wanted to pay honor to the fallen who were repatriated from Moldavia and Russia. This is a day in memory of these fallen.
The Italian Third Army fought against the Austrians and Germans over this land during World War I. 12 fierce battles were fought on the Mount Sebusi. The Italians prevailed on November 4th, 1918, Victory Day, but with much loss. 650,000 is the estimated numbers of killed in action. The Sacrario di Reggio Puglia Memorial enshrines more than 100,000 soldiers lost in the Great War, about 40,000 of them known, and the remaining unknown.
It's an intense day as far as the meaning of the event, especially being a military. In particular, the homecoming of these fallen. We are trying to bring them back home to their families when possible to identify them. It's a very important day for all armed forces.
The end of the war gave Italy the territory of the provinces of Trento and Trieste, and that completed the unity of Italy that was started in 1860. November 4th is a very important date for Italians and for service members since it has also become Armed Forces Day, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day. Senior Airman Joshua Atkins, Reggio Puglia, Italy.
And be sure to keep it here on the Pentagon Channel this week for complete team coverage on Veterans Day. In addition to our reports from across the globe on how U.S. service members are commemorating, we'll have the latest from Department of Defense and the White House ceremonies, scenes from a wreath laying at Arlington National Cemetery, and highlights from parades across the nation. Coming up ahead on Around the Services, an update on USS Iwo Jima's mission in Haiti. But first, lessons learned. General Ray Odierno speaks candidly about the mission in Iraq and what he thinks will be absolutely necessary for future conflicts.